Hi guys, hope you're all well and keeping safe. I know I haven't been on YouTube for a little while, but I've been busy over on Instagram sharing some of my quarantine friendly recipes and just things that I've been eating in my everyday life. If you're not following me on Instagram, please make sure that you do. I will pop my Instagram handle in the description box down below. Those that have been following me on Instagram know that I love sharing all of my faves with you guys, and I'm always showing products that I buy and keep at home. One of the things that I shared recently that everybody was loving was the guava jam. So this is the guava jam that I like to get. It's the Dunn's River guava jam. I get my guava jam from Tesco, Sainsbury's, any of the big four supermarkets that have a Caribbean section. Sometimes they have them. If not, I get it from my local African Caribbean store. They tend to have it as well. Most people know that I live in London, and living in London, it is quite hard to get your hands on fresh guava. So I love to get guava jam because it's a really nice way to incorporate the flavor into my cooking. I love to put it on toast, I love to put it in cakes, I love it on my meats. Like, there's so many different ways that you can use it, and one of the ways that I recently shared on Instagram is in a spiced rum and guava glaze. So like I told you guys, I shared it on Instagram and quite a few people actually tried that recipe and they loved it. So I thought that I should definitely show my day ones on YouTube, and today I'm going to show you guys how I make the glaze and two ways that I like to use it, which is on chicken and also on prawns. To make the glaze is super simple. You literally just need the guava jam, a spiced rum of your choice, chicken stock, onion, a couple of garlic cloves, some Scotch bonnet pepper, and that is literally it. We want to start by preparing the base for our glaze. So to do that, we're going to grate an onion, and this is a lot quicker than finely chopping it. It gives the glaze a really amazing texture and it creates the perfect base for it, so it's not thin. We want it to have a really nice consistency and we want it to have body. We don't want it to be too thin and wispy. We want it to be able to coat the meat or the fish that we're cooking. We also want to finely chop a couple of cloves of garlic and then some Scotch bonnet to taste. As always, take time. Remember that Scotch bonnets can be a bit fiery, so please do this to your own personal preference. And once we've got all of those ingredients, we're going to go ahead and saute them in a little bit of olive oil for a few minutes until the onions are a translucent colour and it's all gone a bit soft. Once it's gone translucent, you want to go ahead and add in the guava jam. I add in about half of the jar for this recipe. You also want to add in some chicken stock and also your spiced rum. If you don't have fresh chicken stock, sometimes I don't have it to hand. What I like to do is I like to dissolve about half a cube, a chicken stock cube, like Knorr or Callow, in some hot water, with the amount of hot water or chicken stock that I will need in milliliters, and I literally just get my fresh chicken stock that way. Once you've added all of that into the pot, you literally just want to give it a stir, and you want to stir until the guava jam has completely liquefied. You're gonna notice that it's quite lumpy. Once it's gone smooth, completely liquefied, you just want to leave it to boil and reduce down so all of that extra liquid can just dissolve off of the top, and it leaves behind this really nice thick glaze that's got a really beautiful texture because obviously we grated those onions in the beginning, didn't we? So once it's reached the texture and consistency that I'm happy with, I literally take it off the fire, leave it to cool down, and once it's cooled down, I transfer it to an airtight container or a jar, and I leave that in my fridge for a few days. To be honest, it never really stays in my house for too long, so I don't know how long it lasts for, but as long as you keep it in something airtight and you keep it in the fridge, then it should last a little while. So one of my favorite ways to use this glaze is on some chicken wings, and I also love to use it as a dipping sauce for some crispy prawns. Usually when I'm doing this, I lightly season my meat and my fish with a little bit of 5-spice seasoning, some garlic granules, a little bit of ginger powder, a little bit of stir-fry oil, and some sea salt and white pepper. I do it all to taste, so literally just give it a feel, see how you feel about it, but it should be very light. You don't want it to be too overpowering because the glaze is so full of flavour. In this video, you'll notice that I did the wings two different ways. I love my wings fried, and my little brother loves his wings grilled, so I just showed you guys how to do both of those. So as you guys will notice, the glaze has got a lot of body and a lot of texture, So when you are frying your chicken wings, you want to make sure that you're coating them and frying them in a way that they can remain crispy once you put the glaze on. The best way that I find to do this is to double dip them. So I dip them in a milk and egg mixture first, and then I dip them in corn flour, and they literally stay crispy even when they've cooled down. It's absolutely amazing. So I would highly recommend that you guys do that. Once I've double dipped them, I fry them in a lightweight oil until they're fried through and they're cooked, and then I add the glaze to them. I like to do this for my king prawns as well, because I find that it keeps the prawn meat in the center really nice and juicy, and the outside is super crispy even when I'm dipping it in the glaze, and it just tastes absolutely amazing. For my grilled wings, I keep it nice and simple. Once they're seasoned, I just brush them with a bit of oil, and I use my oven grill. You can also do it on a barbecue if you have access to that, but most of the time we live in London, we're not always putting out the barbecue. Brushing them in a little bit of oil when they're under the grill helps you to get a really nice crispy skin as well, because you still want them to have a little bit of crisp even though they're not fried and coated, and you want them to have that crunch when you put the glaze on top as well. So definitely do that. So those are just two of my favorite ways to use the glaze, and one of my favorite ways to use guava jam in my cooking. There's a multitude of ways that I like to use it. Like I told you guys, I use it in dessert. Sometimes I simply just have it on toast. So if you would like to see how I use the guava jam in a more sweet dish or in an alternative way, please just let me know in the comments down below. If you've ever tried guava jam as well, please let me know in the comments below, and if you use it in your cooking, share with me some of your favorite ways to incorporate it, because I would definitely love to know. If you like this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Remember to check me out on all my social media. Follow me on Instagram if you're not already doing so, because I'm trying to upload quite frequently and I'm always sharing things on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you next time.